let's go ahead and slide into some Major League Baseball action. Got a full slate for us here today. A lot of early games, so I got to work to get this upload out because once again, slept in today. And anyway, that's the way it is. Weekend comes, I got to rest, guys, because as you know, I'm up at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day during the week. I got to catch up, man, refuel, recharge the batteries so I can continue to keep doing that for you guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and start in Major League Baseball. Giants taking on the Orioles, 105 Eastern first pitch in Baltimore. San Francisco's minus 115, totals at 10. We did see a nickel move toward the Giants in the early action. We also saw a movement upward on the total. So once again, San Fran opened $1.10 up to minus 115. Total open 9.5 up to 10 flat. 63% are leaning Giants, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Orioles are plus 105 on the money line. Giants plus 140 on the run line. We have Jeff Samardzija for San Francisco. We have Inwa for Baltimore. Inwa's 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Baltimore's also been losers in 11 out of their last 14. San Fran on the other side, fifth in offensive strikeouts. Really can't strike them out. They're making solid contact each and every game. They're also 11-10 straight up, taking on teams under 460. And when it comes to the total, San Fran is 70% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Giants minus 115 in the over. 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, what do we have here? Washington Nationals taking on the Reds. 110 Eastern first pitch at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. The Nationals are minus 115, totals 8.5. We did see a lot of movement in the early wagering, and as a matter of fact, we saw a 25-cent fade of Washington in the early action. We also saw a movement downward on the total. So once again, Washington open 140, down to minus 115. Total open 9, down to 8.5. 65% are leaning Washington, 57% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Reds are plus 105 on the money line. Washington plus $1.40 on the run line. We have Max Scherzer for the Nats, Sonny Gray for the Reds. Scherzer, as good as he's been in recent years, really rough start at the in the early going here. Just 2-5 for Scherzer when it comes to his pitching record. Washington, winners in just 12 out of 30 away from home. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, they're 70% to the over in their last 10. So I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me the Reds plus 105 in the over, 8.5 in that game. Next matchup, Twins, Rays. This has been a pretty good series here, guys. Two very good baseball teams. 110 Eastern first pitch in Tampa. The Rays are minus, and actually, real quick, if you live in the Tampa area or you're within the hour, maybe even 2 hours, my mom moved down that way about 6 months ago. So looks like I'll probably be visiting her often, especially in the winter time. So if I'm ever heading down there, I was down there a couple times just a few short months ago. I know a couple of you guys live down there. Let me know. Maybe we'll get together, meet up at the Hard Rock or something around there. Definitely be looking forward to hanging out, having a couple beers, watching some games, and making some money. But anyway, once again, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, 110 Eastern first pitch at Tropicana Field. The Rays are minus 110, totals at 8. We did see a nickel move toward Tampa Bay and movement downward on the total. Once again, the Rays open $1.05 up to minus 110. Total open 8.5, down to 8 flat. 69% are leaning Twins, 51% shaded toward the under. Right now, Minnesota's plus $1 on the money line. Tampa Bay plus 185 on the run line. We have Jake Odorizzi for the Twins, Yarbrough for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, Yarbrough comes into this game with a 5.53 ERA. Meanwhile, Jake Odorizzi on the other side, he's been really, really good this year. 7-2 with a 2.16 ERA. Now, Tampa Bay's lost their last 2 straight. Of course, those games came to these very Twins. They're also 23rd in striking out, really struggling to make contact. Minnesota on the other side, they rank first in scoring, first in hits. They're 11-2 in their last 13 on the road. When it comes to scoring, Tampa Bay is 11-4 to the over, taking on teams over 540. Give me the Twins plus $1 in the over, 8 runs in that game. Next matchup, Tigers, Braves, 120 Eastern first pitch at SunTrust Park in Atlanta. The Braves are minus 145, totals at 9. We did see a 15-cent fade of Atlanta in the early wagering. We also saw movement downward on the total. Atlanta opened 160, down to minus 145. Total open 9.5, down to 9 flat. 67% are leaning Atlanta, 64% shaded toward the under. Right now the Tigers are plus 135 on the money line. Atlanta plus $1.30 on the run line. We have Boyd for the Tigers, Tehran for the Braves. Now, Detroit's won just 4 out of their last 17. Man, rough stretch for Tigers fans. They're also second to last in scoring. Now, Atlanta on the other side, they are 15-9 straight up, taking on teams under 460. They're also winning 80% of their games at the current market price. Very good news for Braves backers there. Now, total-wise, Detroit is 4-2 to the under in their last 6. 19-10 to the under away from home. Give me the Braves minus 145 and the under 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Brewers, Pirates, 135, Pittsburgh. Milwaukee's minus 115, totals at 9. We did see a nickel fade of the Brewers on the money line and movement downward on the total. Milwaukee opened $1.20, down to minus 115. Total open 9.5, down to 9 flat. 69% are leaning Brewers, 68% shaded toward the over. Pittsburgh's plus 105 on the money line. Milwaukee plus $1.40 on the run line. We have Zach Davies for the Brewers, Lyles for the Pirates. Now, Zach Davies comes into today's matchup with a 5-0 record and a 2.19 ERA. Milwaukee's also third in road offensive walks. Pittsburgh 10-2 to the over in their last dozen. Give me the Brewers minus 115 and the over 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Indians, White Sox, 2:10 Eastern first pitch at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago. The White Sox are minus 125 in this one, totals 8.5. Now, we did see a 10-cent fade of the White Sox on the money line. We saw movement downward on the total as well. Once again, Chicago open $1.35, down to minus 125. Total open 9, down to 8.5. 59% are leaning White Sox, 58% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Indians are plus $1.15 on the money line. Chicago plus 155 on the run line. We have Plesac for Cleveland, Lucas Giolito for the White Sox. Now, Giolito, man, this guy has been impressive to watch this year. He's 7-1. What's going on out there?
Wedding stuff.
Oh, wedding stuff. Gotcha.
Last year.
Wedding stuff. All right. Giolito having a great year. 7-1 with a 2.85 ERA. The White Sox are 7th in hits. 5-1 in their last 6. Meanwhile, the Indians, they've won just 4 out of their last 13 games. They're last in hits. When it comes to the total, White Sox are 6-2 to the under in their last 8. Give me Chicago minus 125 and the under 8.5 in that matchup there. All right, next game, Cubbies. Cards, 2:15 Eastern first pitch in St. Louis. Chicago's minus 105. Total open 9.5, down to 9 flat. Pretty much a coin flip in this matchup here. Both teams minus 105 on the money line. Now, 57% are leaning toward Chicago. 53% shaded toward the over. St. Louis is minus 105 on the money line. Chicago plus 155 on the run line. We have Hamels for the Cubs, Wainwright for the Cards. Are you heading out?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I have to go to get bags for the gifts and stuff. And then
For the bridesmaids.
yeah. Yep.
Where are you getting those at?
Oh, dollar store.
Time out, guys.
Dollar store.
Dollar store.
I was gonna get up the guys too. Right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll do it all right away.
All right. I'll have to pick up some liquor for the shot glasses. I'm thinking about just doing like the little ones.
The little nips.
Little nips. Is that what they're called?
Yep. Works for me.
Is that your robe for your pre-wedding robe?
They're
It's
all
nice.
of them. All of the girls are on here.
Oh,
Mine's in there too.
nice.
Okay, I love you.
All right, love you. I'll
Interrupted.
That's okay. I'll do these dishes then when you leave.
Okay.
All right.
I love you.
All right, love you.
See you later.
Yep. All right, so we are at, where were we at? Cubs, Cardinals, 2:15 Eastern first pitch in St. Louis. We're looking at minus 105 either side. Pretty much a coin flip in this matchup here. Totals at 9. 57% are leaning Cubs, 53% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Cubbies are plus 155 on the run line. We have Hamels for the Cubs, Wainwright for the Cards. Wainwright comes into this game with a 4.78 ERA. Now, Hamels on the other side, pretty good in the early going here. 4-1 record, really producing some quality wins for the Cubbies. St. Louis ranks 19th in hits. They're 464 as the dog. Chicago 8-3 when Hamels makes the start. They're also first in offensive walks. When it comes to the total, Chicago's 80% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Cubbies minus 105 and the over 9 runs in that game. Next match.